Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I'm currently on a journey to repay 6 figures worth of student loan debt. I'm so excited to share today our 2022 financial and personal goals, as well as our word of the year for 2022. Word of the year is something that I started doing back in, I think I had one for 2020 and I also had one for 2021. So my word of the year for this year was consistency. And I really feel like having that word as a theme throughout the year that I kept reverting back to every single month was really helpful to me. And obviously it paid off because we have made huge progress in a lot of areas in our lives in the year 2021. So for the year 2022, I set our word of the year for 2022 as growth, which I think is the perfect word of the year for us for 2022. If you're new to my channel, I am currently pregnant, so obviously our family will be growing, and I'm hoping that our money will be growing and all these other really fun things. I'm hoping to grow in my role at work and all of these different goals. I'm really excited to share today all of our 2022 goals. I kind of break them out into two different categories. This is my master plan planner for 2022. I'm super excited to start using this. I do kind of shift around some of the pages a little bit, which I think is totally fine when you have a planner. Not all planners are going to be set up exactly how you would set them up. So this is just how I'm working it this year. I needed more room in the 1 year goals because I do set a lot of goals, and I have a lot of goals this year, you guys. You'll see in a minute, but I have a lot of goals this year, so I just want a little bit more room. So I just repurposed this page a little bit to make it work for me. So that is what we will be going over today. I'm just going to split it out into personal and finance and business goals. Those are kind of the two categories that I've had for the last few years, and it seems like it's been working out well to categorize it in two different ways. So let's get started with our personal goals. So my first personal goal for 2022 is to hit my 200 ride milestone on Peloton. So if you've been around a while, you know that that was actually a goal of mine for 2021. However, that did not happen. Basically, I got pregnant, and riding the Peloton kind of fell off my radar a little bit. And so I'm really hoping to get back on as soon as I am cleared for exercise. I am having my baby in just a few weeks. So by the end of January, I will be having the baby. So I'm hoping that once I'm cleared for exercise, I will be getting back on a really good routine. Prior to getting pregnant, I was on a really good routine with exercise. But as you know, pregnancy can just really shift a lot of things in your life. And unfortunately, exercise was no longer a priority for me, which I hope to change soon. So like I said, that will be a huge priority for me once I have the baby. And it's really good for my mental health and all of that. And kind of hand in hand with that, I want to do 150 workouts. So that goal is actually the same as I have probably had this goal for the last 3 or 4 years. 150 workouts is a good baseline for me, I think. I am not able to or really interested in working out every single day necessarily. So I feel like 150 is doable for me, and I have been able to hit that even this year with being pregnant. I did hit that goal even in 2021. I definitely think that's doable for me, and again, I do just want to focus on my physical health a lot more in 2022. After having a baby, it's just, things are kind of a mess. So I'm hoping to get back on some sort of routine. Pray for me because, having a newborn at home, it's kind of wild, but we will be getting back into the swing of things. So my third goal is to read 12 books. So I'm really excited about this one as well. And this is kind of a goal that I let go a little bit during my pregnancy, just like working out. It just kind of fell off my radar and it was no longer a priority for me. But I hope to bring back the books, and I'm hoping to read at least 1 book a month. I actually exceeded this goal in 2021. I believe I read 15 books or 14. So I'm just setting it, reasonable. I know the first few months of 2022 are probably going to be rough with a newborn, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find too much time to read. So this might be a goal that I'm trying to hit closer to the end of the year. But yes, 12 books. I think that's a great goal. I have a fourth goal, which may seem a little weird. So this is a goal that I was kind of hesitant to even put on here because I feel like it's such a minuscule weird goal, but one of my goals is to get a PCP, so just a regular physician, and schedule an annual physical. I haven't had a primary care doctor in many years because I've been basically just seeing my OB regularly because I've been pregnant a lot. Not a lot, but I've had 3 kids over the last 7 years. I feel like I just have not made it a priority to like get an annual physical, which I know is awful. I know that's kind of a ridiculous annual goal because it's literally a goal that I could do in a day because, you know, obviously it's just scheduling and going to a doctor appointment, but it's something that I've said that I've wanted to do for the last couple of years, and it's just always kind of slipped my mind. I'm really good at making sure that like my husband and my kids get their annual physicals and all of that stuff. And so I need to make sure that I prioritize myself as well. So that is going to be a goal that I put down, and hopefully it'll be an easy goal to check off. And I feel like that is a good goal for me because it's something that I haven't been doing and I should be doing. Number 5 is to continue to declutter our house and minimize. So this is a goal that I've had again for the last few years, and it's kind of a goal that I feel like I will have forever. I feel like it's a goal that's never really going to stop because we're always bringing in things into our home, and we have kids, so they have a lot of junk, and I'm trying to get it out of my house. So this is a goal that I had in 2021 as well, and I feel like we did a pretty good job this last year of continuing to declutter our house, and it's just something that I want to make sure that I'm keeping kind of top of mind for the year. Number 6 is to schedule a few date nights with my husband. So again, this is one that like I was kind of debating, like, should this even be an annual goal? But I genuinely feel like it's something that I want to keep top of mind, and that in my opinion, like the way my brain works, these goals that I'm looking at every single month, like it just kind of reminds me of the things that I want to take care of for the year. And my husband and I have been really bad about doing date nights and like getting out time for ourselves. Obviously, it will be difficult again in the beginning of the year because we're going to have a newborn baby, but I'm hoping that once he is a little bit older that we'll be able to kind of like get on some sort of routine of like having a date night every once in a while. You know, I'm not asking for much, but every once in a while it would be nice just to get out without kids because yeah. I'm not setting any parameters on like how many or a certain schedule because we don't have a ton of family near us that are able to help us. And so we are probably going to have to like seek an outside babysitter of some sort or possibly a friend of ours that could help us. So I'm not setting any like hard parameters of like, okay, 1 a month or something because that's just not going to be realistic for us. I'm hoping to like schedule a few. A few is good. A few is better than none, right? So we'll just say a few. Number 7 is to create a will. I talked about this, I think, in a recent video, I want to say, or maybe on Instagram. But this is another goal that I've had for a lot of years and I've never written down, and then it just kind of like fades into the background. But I think it's something that's so important, having like a will or an estate plan. Something for my husband and I, in case something were to happen to one or both of us, God forbid, but it, you know, happens, and it's definitely better for everyone to be prepared for that. That is something that I want to take care of this year. I'm not exactly sure where to even start. It's not something that I've looked into yet, obviously. The year hasn't started, so I haven't quite started on any of these yet, but I will try to update you guys, I guess, if you want. Let me know if you want anything like about my experience. I don't even know where to start, so I'm thinking I'm going to try and find something that's like online because it's just easier for us to do things that are online, but I will let you guys know if you're interested. So let me know if you want like a video on that or if you want me just to touch on it maybe on Instagram like after we do it. And my last personal goal is to enjoy my maternity leave. Obviously, I'm going to be on maternity leave for a good portion of the year, so I'm really excited about that. I'm thinking I'm probably going to be taking about just under 4 months off. My employer is really generous with their maternity leave, so I am able to take more than 12 weeks off. So I'm thinking I will probably be taking about 16 weeks off. I'm really excited about that, and I just want to make sure that I'm prioritizing my family during that time and just enjoying the time off because it will be my last maternity leave ever, and that's kind of sad. But yeah, I just want to make sure that I enjoy it to the fullest and really just take advantage of that time with my family and prioritize them. So let's move on to financial and business goals. So these are like some of my favorite goals to set, especially because we'll be either going into this year debt-free or be very, very close. So if you've been on my channel for a while, obviously we don't really know if we're gonna be able to be debt-free by the end of the year yet. So these goals are like a little bit fluid because we don't know the exact situation that we're gonna be going into 2022 with, but I have a pretty good general idea. So we will kind of just see, but the first goal is to be debt-free. So obviously we may be able to achieve this in 2021, possibly, question mark. Still not sure about that, but yeah, stay tuned. We will see. But If we're not debt free, then that will be our number one priority goal, is to be debt free, because we will only have a few $1,000s left if we have any. Even if it doesn't happen in 2021, it won't take us very long to become debt free because we have a very small balance now. I will link up my most recent Debt Free Friday if you're interested in going to see where we're at with our debt right now, if you haven't watched it yet. So number 2 is actually to fully fund our emergency fund. This is like our immediate emergency goal. We really want to get our emergency fund up to $20,000. So this will be our number one priority once we are debt free. So if we are debt free in 2021, that will be immediately the goal that we will start working on in 2022. So we want to get our emergency fund up to $20,000. Then number 3 is to open a Roth and hopefully max it out, which is $6,000 for the year for 2022. Right now, I think we're just going to open a Roth for me, and we will possibly open one for my husband next year. I'm not 100% sure. I am a little bit more behind in my retirement contributions than my husband is. And honestly, it doesn't really matter anyway. I don't think we have the capacity this year to max out 2 Roth IRAs. That's something maybe we would do in 2023. So I think we're just going to focus on one this year, and then next year we will maybe shoot to try to open one for my husband and max it out as well. But that is a goal. So I will be opening a Roth IRA in 2022 at some point and maxing it out, hopefully, fingers crossed. Again, a lot of these are fluid because we don't know exactly. Obviously, the income that we're going to be bringing in is a little bit fluid at times. So we're just setting these goals, and again, we will reevaluate mid-year and see where we're at and figure out if we need to adjust any of these. Our 4th goal will be saving for a house fund, and I have set an arbitrary goal of $25,000. Which I know seems like a lot. If you have been around for a little while, and you may have heard me talk about this before, but we are hoping to move either later next year or in 2023. So that is just something that I want to make sure that we are keeping top of mind for our financial goals, because it will be expensive to move. Obviously, moving is expensive, and we are going to have to sell our home and all of that stuff. So I want to make sure we have a really good amount of money for not only a down payment, extra down payment, but also for moving expenses and just all the things that come with moving. There's so many different expenses that come with moving, and I want to make sure that we have a really good nest egg of money. We did not have that when we moved into this house, and we did regret not having more cash on hand when we moved, because there was a lot of unexpected expenses that came with moving. I'm just setting it $25,000. I don't know if that's going to be doable or if we're going to want to change that, but I felt like that was a good starting point. So we will see. It might be lower than that. And it also depends on kind of when we're going to buy. We haven't really nailed down a timeline yet, because we've been just honestly focused 100% on being debt free first. So once we are debt free, we will start to kind of look around, and it also just depends on the market and all these different variables, you guys. I don't have to sit here and explain it. You guys know what's going on right now with houses and stuff. It's kind of a crazy market. We do own a home right now. If you're new here, that'll be another thing that we will need to sell our house and try to buy our house, and the timing and all that stuff. Lots of variables at play, but that is just our estimate for right now. And then increase our 401k contribution percentages. So for both of us, so this is for my husband and myself both, I would like to up both of our percentages. We are currently both contributing 5%, which is the minimum that we can contribute to get our employer matches. So I would like to increase our 401k contributions for both of us. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to do it right away in January. I think I might. Even if we aren't debt free, I think I'm just going to say okay, as of January 1st, we're just going to increase it, because we do have some changes coming to our paychecks in January anyways. And so I feel like it would be a good time to just change everything at once, so that we know kind of what we're working with for the rest of the year. That is something that I'm considering. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do with that yet, but more to come. I will definitely be talking about that more. I also want to mention that I will be changing a little bit about how I'm doing our net worth and financial goals. So I'm actually going to be starting a series monthly where I share a video at the end of the month for the month prior, talking about our net worth and our financial goal update. It'll be one video that is talking about net worth and our financial goals. I'm really excited to start that. I think it'll just give me a better lens on our financial goals and our net worth. I was doing our net worth updates quarterly, and honestly, I just did not like that. I'm not a fan of doing things quarterly. Quarterly has never worked out for me, so yeah. Monthly is where it's at for me. I need to be like looking at my goals every single month. That's a little bit of a change that'll be coming, so definitely stay tuned for the January video, which will actually be going up in February. So that those videos won't actually start monthly until February, but I'm excited to kind of be shifting that a little bit. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. And then we also have our 529 plans for our kids. I'm not sure exactly what we're gonna do with this yet. I had initially decided that we wanted to possibly do like a monthly contribution. But the more I thought about that, the more I was like, I would rather just do it and like set an annual goal and then just like knock it out in like a month or two. I'm not 100% sure on that. I am still debating. So we will see. As of now, I am setting a goal for the year of $2,000, which is not a lot, at least in my opinion, especially because we're going to be splitting that between 3 kids now. But 529s are not a huge priority for us. Obviously, I want to help my kids with college, but more of a priority for us is like our own finances right now, making sure that we have a fully funded emergency fund and our retirement is in a good spot. So yeah, this is just kind of like another like just little additional goal. We do get contributions to my kids' college funds as well from my parents for their birthdays and for Christmas. It's not a lot of money, but it definitely helps. And so there is other contributions that go in throughout the year, as well as like if any of our kids get money for their birthday or Christmas, we usually just deposit it directly into their 529 plans as well. There is money going into there outside of this, but that's just the goal that I've set for this year. We will just see how that works for this year and then move on from there. So number 7 is consistent YouTube posting. So this was a goal that I had last year as well, and I want to post 100 videos again. I did hit this goal in 2021. I would like to do that again in 2022. I feel like that is a great goal for me. I typically post 2 times a week, and then this December I did 3 times a week. So I would probably do the same thing next December if you guys are like still interested in my channel in next December. So more to come next December. That's like so far away, but I did really enjoy doing the 3 times a week, but it's definitely not something that I feel like I could do on like an ongoing basis. I would like to post at least 100 videos and just continue posting consistently. I don't see that changing. I absolutely love doing YouTube as a hobby. The last goal that I have for business and financial goals is to look into the SEBS certifications. This is like very specific to myself and like the type of job that I'm in, but there is a certification called SEBS. It's Certified Employee Benefit Specialist, and it is a certification that I've been looking at for many years. And again, kind of like some of my personal goals, just never pulled the trigger on it. It never was a good time. I was actually about to start it in 2020, and then the pandemic happened and it just never felt like a good time. So I'm gonna be looking into that in 2022. I can't say that I'm gonna get it in 2022 because it's like a longer process and all that stuff. And like with having the baby and being on maternity leave, I just want to like at least research it and like come up with a plan to start it, I guess. I should say that. I'm definitely not gonna like get it in 2022, I don't think. But I would just like to come up with a plan to eventually get it because it is something that I feel like would be really helpful for my job and also just increase my knowledge in my area of work. So really excited about that. Those are my goals. Holy cow, I feel like I have so many goals this year. It was honestly hard to narrow it down to even just 8. But I feel like 8 is plenty. Lots of things to work on for 2022. Let me know in the comments down below, what are some of your annual goals for 2022? And if you have a word of the year, please let me know. I would be so curious to know what your word of the year is. If you're looking for a word of the year, consistency was probably one of my favorite words of the year that I've ever chosen. I truly feel like it helped us so much in 2021, just always consistently in the back of my mind. I was like, consistency, and it really helped me. So that's a great word of the year if you're looking for one. So that is all I have for you guys today. I will talk to you in my next video. Bye guys.